are moving political social media.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम। बिल्कुल, आपको जो भी मदद चाहिए हो बेशक बताएं, मैं यहाँ हाजिर हूँ। अगर आपको मज़ीद तफ़सीलात या कोई और सवाल हो तो ज़रूर पूछें।
Okay, so my first question is political structure क्या
ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। जब भी आपको कुछ दरकार हो बस मुझे बता दीजिएगा। मैं हमेशा मदद के लिए मौजूद हूँ।
So ChatGPT, my first question is what is the political structure in simple terms? Give me 40 points on it.
Absolutely. I can break it down for you into simple terms and provide you with 40 points. Let's dive into it. All right, let's get started. I'll outline 40 points that explain the political structure in simple terms, covering everything from the basics of governance, the different branches, and how decisions are made. Let's jump right in. Of course, here we go with the 40 points on political structure in simple terms. One definition. Political structure refers to the organization of government and its institutions. Two, branches of government. Typically, there are three main branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. The executive branch, this branch is responsible for enforcing laws and is headed by the president or prime minister. Four, legislative branch. This branch makes the laws and usually consists of a parliament or congress. Judicial branch. This branch interprets the laws and ensures they're applied fairly, usually through courts. Six, federal versus unitary. In a federal system, power is shared between national and regional governments. In a unitary system, most power is held by the central government. Seven, constitution. A constitution is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state is governed. Eight, democracy. In a democracy, the people have the power to elect their leaders and influence decisions. Nine, republic is a form of democracy where the country is considered a public matter and officials are elected as representatives of the people. Monarchy. In a monarchy, a king or queen rules the country and the position is usually inherited. 11, parliamentary system. In this system, the executive branch derives its legitimacy from the legislature and is dependent on it. 12, presidential system. In this system, the president is elected separately from the legislature and has significant powers. 13, checks and balances. This principle ensures that no single branch of government becomes too powerful. 14, political parties. Political parties are organized groups that share similar political goals and work to influence government policy. Elections. Elections are the process through which citizens choose their representatives and leaders. Suffrage refers to the right to vote in political elections. 17, civil rights. These are the rights of citizens to political and social freedom and equality. 18, public policy. Public policy is the course of action taken by the government to address issues. 19, bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is the administrative system governing any large institution, including the government. 20, political ideologies. These are sets of beliefs about the best way to organize society and government. 21, federalism is a system where power is divided between a central government and regional governments. 22, autocracy. In an autocracy, one person holds all the power like a dictator. 23, oligarchy. An oligarchy is a form of government where a small group of people have control. Absolutely. Let's continue. 24, theocracy. In a theocracy, religious leaders or religious laws govern the country. 25, constitutional monarchy. In this system, a monarch exists, but their powers are limited by a constitution or laws, and the government is run by elected officials. 26, unicameral versus bicameral. A unicameral legislature has one chamber, while a bicameral legislature has two chambers. 27, separation of powers. This principle divides government responsibilities into distinct branches to prevent any one branch from gaining too much power. 28, federal versus confederal. In a confederal system, the regional governments hold most of the power and the central government is weaker. 29, political representation. This refers to the activity of making citizens' voices, opinions, and perspectives present in the government. 30, direct democracy. In direct democracy, citizens themselves put on laws and policies directly. 31, representative democracy. In representative democracy, citizens elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf. 32, political spectrum. The political spectrum is a system of classifying different political positions from left to right. 33, lobbying. Lobbying is the act of attempting to influence decisions made by officials in the government, often by special interest groups. 34, civil society. Civil society includes non-governmental organizations and institutions that manifest the interests and will of the citizens. Human rights. These are the basic rights and freedoms that belong to every person in the world. 36, political accountability. This is the obligation of government officials to be answerable for their actions and decisions. 37, decentralization. This is the process of redistributing or dispersing functions, people or things away from a central location or authority. 38, political stability. This refers to the durability and robustness of a current government structure and the absence of significant political turmoil. 39, international relations. This is the way that countries interact with each other, including diplomacy, treaties, and trade. 40, globalization. This refers to the process by which businesses or other organizations develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. There you have it. That covers the 40 points in simple terms. If you need more details on any specific point, just let me know.
Okay, ChatGPT, you give great points. Okay, ChatGPT, you give great points. So my next question is, what are the main political systems used around the world today? Give me 50 points on it.
Absolutely, I can do that. Let's dive into the main political systems in use around the world today, and I'll break them down into 50 points for you. Here we go. All right, let's get started with those 50 points on the main political systems around the world. 1, democracy, a system where citizens have the power to elect their leaders and influence decisions. 2, republic, a form of democracy where the country is considered a public matter and leaders are elected. 3, parliamentary system, a system where the executive branch derives its legitimacy from the legislature. 4, presidential system, a system where the president is elected separately and holds significant power. 5, monarchy, a system where a king or queen rules either with absolute power or within a constitutional framework. 6, constitutional monarchy, a monarchy where the monarch's powers are limited by constitutional laws. 7, autocracy, a system where one person holds all the power, often a dictator. Oligarchy, a system where a small group of people hold power, often based on wealth or family ties. Theocracy, a system where religious leaders or laws govern the country. 10. Federalism, a system where power is shared between national and regional governments. 11. Unitary state, a system where most or all of the governing power resides in a central government. 12. Confederation, a loose union of sovereign states where the central authority is weaker. 13. Direct democracy, a system where citizens vote on laws and policies directly. 14. Representative democracy, a system where citizens elect representatives to make decisions on their behalf. 15. Parliamentary republic, a republic where the executive branch derives its legitimacy from the legislature and is dependent on it. 16. Presidential republic, a republic where the president is elected separately and has significant powers. 17. Socialism, a political and economic system where the means of production are owned or regulated by the community as a whole. 18. Communism, a system where all property is publicly owned and each person works and is paid according to their abilities and needs. 19. Capitalism, an economic system where private individuals or businesses own the means of production and operate for profit. 20. Social democracy, a political system that combines elements of socialism and democracy, emphasizing social welfare and economic equality. 21. Anarchy, a system where there is no governing authority and people govern themselves. 22. Totalitarianism, a system where the state recognizes no limits to its authority and seeks to regulate every aspect of public and private life. Bureaucracy, a system of administration that is characterized by strict procedures and hierarchy. 24. Colonialism, a system where a country establishes control over a Of course, let's continue and complete the list. 25. Feudalism, a system where society is structured around relationships derived from the holding of land in exchange for service or labor. 26. Meritocracy, a system where power and resources are vested in individuals based on their abilities and talents. 27. Plutocracy, a system where the wealthy hold the power and influence government decisions. 28. Technocracy, a system where decision makers are selected based on their technical expertise and knowledge. 29. Libertarianism, a political philosophy that emphasizes individual liberty, free markets, and minimal government intervention. 30. Anarchism, a political theory that advocates self-managed stateless societies based on voluntary cooperation. 31. Hybrid regimes, political systems that combine elements of democracy and autocracy, often resulting in mixed governance. 32. Military junta, a government led by a committee of military leaders, often resulting from a coup d'etat. 33. Absolute monarchy, a form of monarchy where the monarch holds absolute power and authority. 34. Constitutional democracy, a democracy governed by a constitution that protects individual rights and limits government power. 35. Monarchic republic, a rare system combining elements of monarchy and republicanism. 36. Islamic republic, a state governed by Islamic law, where the government is based on Islamic principles. 37. Democratic socialism, a political ideology that advocates political democracy alongside social ownership of the means of production. 38. Environmentalism, a political philosophy that emphasizes the protection of the environment and sustainable development. 39. Participatory democracy, a system where citizens have direct involvement in decision-making processes. 40. Pluralism, a political system that recognizes and affirms diversity within the political body. 41. Colonial democracy, a form of democracy imposed on colonies, often by colonial powers. 42. Ethnocracy, a system where political power is concentrated in the hands of a particular ethnic group. 43. Technocratic democracy, a system where technical experts play a major role in decision-making alongside elected representatives. Technological governance, a system where technology plays a central role in the governance and administration of a society. 45. Cyberocracy, a system where the internet and digital technologies are the primary means of governance. 46. Confucianism and governance, a system influenced by Confucian principles, emphasizing hierarchy, morality, and social life.
Okay, ChatGPT, my next question is, can one political system work effectively for every country? Give me 50 points on it and complete points.
Absolutely. I can break that down for you as well. I'll outline 50 points that explore whether a single political system can be effective for every country, taking into account cultural, historical, and social factors. Let's dive right in. Great. Here are the 50 points exploring whether one political system can effectively work for every country. One, cultural diversity. Different cultures have unique values and norms, making a single system less adaptable. Two, historical context. Countries have distinct historical backgrounds that shape their political needs. Three, economic conditions. Varying levels of economic development require tailored political approaches. Four, social structures. Different societies have unique social hierarchies and dynamics. Five, political traditions. Long-standing political traditions influence what systems are accepted. Six, public participation. The level of citizen engagement can vary, affecting how a system functions. Seven, geopolitical factors, regional influences and alliances impact political viability. Eight, legal frameworks. Existing legal systems might not align with a one-size-fits-all approach. Nine, cultural values. Core cultural values shape political preferences and systems. 10, adaptability. Some systems are more adaptable than others to different contexts. 11, institutional stability. The stability of institutions can vary, impacting system effectiveness. 12, demographic differences. Population size, age, and diversity influence political needs. 13, resource availability. Natural and economic resources shape political priorities. 14, social cohesion. The level of social unity can impact political system effectiveness. 15, globalization. Interconnectedness means that local systems are influenced by global trends. 16, political will. The commitment of leaders and citizens can determine system success. 17, institutional capacity. The ability of institutions to implement policies effectively varies. 18, adaptation to change. Systems that can evolve are more likely to succeed in different contexts. 19, governance quality. High quality governance is crucial regardless of the system. 20, institutional design. The design of political institutions must suit local needs. 21, socioeconomic inequality. Levels of inequality can affect how a system performs. 22, ethnic and religious diversity. Diverse societies mainly tailor systems to ensure inclusivity. 23, political culture. The political culture of a country influences how systems are received. 24, institutional legitimacy. Systems need to be perceived as legitimate to function well. Policy implementation. The capacity to implement policies effectively varies across systems. 26, adaptability to technology. Some systems are more Of course, let's continue and complete the full list. 27, institutional resilience. The ability of institutions to withstand crises varies between systems. 28, local autonomy. Some systems allow for more local control, which can be crucial for effectiveness. 29, civic engagement. The level of civic participation affects how well a system works. Corruption levels. The prevalence of corruption can undermine any political system. 31, educational attainment. The education level of a population influences how well a system functions. 32, political accountability. Systems that promote accountability tend to be more effective. 33, economic structure. The economic model influences the suitability of a political system. 34, legal traditions. Common law, civil law, and other legal traditions affect system design. 35, public trust. High levels of trust in institutions lead to more effective governance. 36, historical legacies. Colonial history or past governance models influence current political viability. 37, socio-political stability. The stability of society affects how well a political system works. 38, public services. The efficiency and accessibility of public services can determine system effectiveness. 39, environmental factors, geographic and environmental conditions influence political needs. 40, international relations, global diplomacy and relations can impact domestic political systems. 41, resource distribution, how resources are distributed can affect political stability and effectiveness. Issue 4, crisis management, the ability of a system to handle crises is crucial. 43, cultural norms, political systems must align with cultural norms to be effective. 44, technological infrastructure, the level of technological development influences system effectiveness. 45, health, the health of a population can impact political stability. 46, societal values, core values guide the acceptance and success of political systems. 47, international influence, external pressures and influences can shape political viability. 48, economic flexibility, the ability of a system to adapt to economic changes is important. 49, policy continuity, consistency in policies helps them maintain effectiveness. 50, systemic innovation, the capacity for innovation within a political system can lead to long-term success. There we go. That completes the full list of 50 points. If you need more details on any specific point, feel free to let me know.
Okay, so with this was our colony. I hope you like it. See you in another colony with a new topic. So Allah for Pakistan Zindabad.